.com has the details for you. Everclear, Marcy Playground, and Jimmy's Chicken Shack. Come and get them. Caller 10, these are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
He's looking for people who like to laugh.
How you doing?
Just so he can see their disappointment.
Aww.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
I hear a voice in your room when I'm alone at night.
Everclear dropped a new song a few months back called Sing Away.
It reminds me of your laughter.
So got those power chords. Art Alexakis, whatever you think of him, he has a very distinctive voice. And I think he's probably mellowed some. I'm sure we both have. Sing Away is the new Everclear there. Mary Santora's back on the show.
Hey, what up, guys?
Oh, what a day, what a day. What a day.
Should we just jump right into it?
I would like you to jump right into it. Yes, I'd like you to avail everyone of, your situation so far.
Why you bugging?
Well, it's not even me. I'm not even having
I know,
a bad day.
I know.
On the train, on the way to work, first of all, I got all the way to the train, realized I forgot my work badge. Had to turn around, walk 15 minutes home, get the work badge, come back. So now I'm like already frustrated and going to be right up against it. We get to Queensboro Plaza is the last stop in Queens before you get into Manhattan. There's only 2 trains that stop there. The N or W, which is the one that I'm on, and then the 7, which goes to a different part of Queens. So we stop there, and we hear some screaming, which is not abnormal. People are screaming and fighting all the time. We hear some screaming, and then we see this lady, like, lunge onto our car, our subway car. And there's a person that she kept referring to as a boy trying to be a girl. I don't know if it was actually a trans woman. I think it was just a gay guy. But this person is going off, like screaming at her, clawing at her, trying to get on the train. She attacked me, then like just hurling expletives, like, you're letting her get away, this dumb bitch. Like, just
So they're both on your car at this point?
No,
okay.
just the lady is on my car.
Gotcha.
But the guy is trying to get onto the car, screaming at her, grabbing at her, trying to pull her backpack off of her. And so MTA workers are like trying to restrain this guy. And the lady's like surprisingly chill. Like, she's not really screaming. She's not yelling. She's kind of like kicking him off of her. And everyone is like, what the hell is going on?
Did it seem like she knew him?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. It seemed like...
Maybe this wasn't her first rodeo.
Well, we'll get there. So she's on the train, and the MTA workers are trying to like get this, because they're fighting literally in the door. So the doors keep trying to close on them, and the doors can't close because there's people there. But the conductor of the MTA is like way at the front of the thing. So they just keep saying like, step out of the way so the doors can close, not realizing there's like a literal fist fight going on in the doors. So they finally get this guy off of her and like are literally dragging him across the platform. The doors close. He punches one of the MTA guys in the face and then tries to jump between the moving cars of the subway.
Sweet.
So he falls. Everyone starts screaming because, like, we're afraid this guy's going to get sucked underneath the subway and cut in half or whatever. So now there's, like, a panic, and everyone's screaming, and everyone on the platform is screaming, and this guy is now, like, screaming in agony because there's 2 subway cars, and in between them is, like, a very narrow little platform that you can walk from one car to the other if you have to. Like, if, you know, people need to work on it, or if the MTA guy needs to get from one to the other, or, you know, if there's a disturbance and you need to get people off of one car. So this person...
I have a clip of the guy, Bill. If you
on emergency.
Help me, please. I crashed my flying machine.
Was it anything like that?
This is his arms were his flying.
Yeah, all right.
So this guy is now, his face is all bloody, his legs are all messed up because as like he's screaming and everybody's screaming and the MTA workers like trying to pull him back off of the middle of the train as our train was moving. They slam on the brakes. obviously, and now nobody knows. We're like, did he die? Is he trapped under the train? Like, no one knows what's happening. And then, meanwhile, the lady is still on our train. The lady who was, like, in this fight with him is just standing there. Like, and
She's still got places to be.
so I sent you the video. I started recording just myself as she was explaining what happened and what led up to this. I don't know if you're going to play it or you just want me
Are
to
there
summarize
expletives?
it.
Yeah, just give me the summary of it.
So essentially, she was saying that she was on the 7 train, the other train, and this person that she kept referring to as a guy who's trying to be a woman. This guy, she said that he dropped something. She pointed out that he dropped something, and he freaked out on her and started screaming at every woman, calling them bitches and every name in the book. And then he just like escalated and started kicking the glass of the subway door.
It must be fun for MTA to try to decipher what all of these psychopaths are
Right.
complaining about and trying to,
So then she said that he started like breaking the glass with his feet on the 7 train on the subway door and was like causing problems for everybody on the train.
That's
So
how he was
she-
trying to be a woman, Mary, breaking the glass
Obviously.
ceiling.
Obviously. See, I didn't think that. So her story is I didn't do anything. He went crazy, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she went to get off the train, the 7 train, to switch to the end, the one that I'm on. And she like pushed past him, and he thought that was her assaulting him. So he followed her and was like attacking her and like talking smack and trying to hit her and grab her and pull her off the train and all this stuff. So her story is very much, I didn't do anything. This person went crazy. And then he's still fighting with the MTA people, whatever. And then they stop the train. They open up the door. Not all the doors, because this guy's still screaming and trying to get in there. But this lady, when they open the doors, because they're like, okay, it's going to be stopped for a while. If you want to get off and try to do whatever you need to do, you can do that. But this lady goes on her speakerphone, on her phone. I don't know if she calls her husband or her boyfriend or what. And she goes, hey, I'm about to be arrested again. And, like, that's exactly how she said it. Like, no, I can't believe I was just attacked on the subway. Like, no panic in her voice. She wasn't really worked up. She was just like...
not her first rodeo.
She was just like, hey, I'm about to be arrested again.
It's a Monday again.
Yeah, and the guy she's talking to, just as chill. He was like, all right, what happened? And she's like, I'm on the subway. I got in an altercation. I'm about to go talk with the cops now. And so, like, and he's like, all right, well, just let me know where to pick you up. I could not believe that, one, she was having that conversation on speakerphone, and two, this has to be a regular occurrence for her.
Right.
Right? Like, for her to just call in the first sentence and be like, hey, I'm about to be arrested again.
But if she said she didn't do anything, why did she make that call?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking, and the way she kept referring to him as a boy trying to be a girl, I'm like, there was probably some hate speech thrown around. Just based on that, I'm like, she was probably saying some choice words that this person didn't like. Because they didn't seem like, obviously they're screaming and emotional and trying to attack her, but I don't know that she was as innocent as she was making it out to be.
Right.
Saying like, oh, this person just went crazy and was calling me all these names and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I would assume there were probably an exchange of names being called.
Well, there's always somebody in a situation like that where the cops show up. They're like, oh, what? I didn't do nothing. What?
Right.
This just happened out of thin air.
Exactly. And that was very much her story. Everything was fine until it wasn't. And then this person went psychotic. So we have to wait there. And here's where I'm frustrated, because they're like, oh, the New York subway system is going to have the Coast Guard or whatever, National Guard there. There's
the
nobody.
Coast Guard.
There's nobody. There's nobody there to help. It took the fire department showed up after 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, the sirens were going off. Like, they're calling over the PA system of the train station. Not just on the train station. Help, we need cops. We need cops to the Queensboro end. We need cops. And, like, nothing's happening. 10 minutes is a really long time. Like, for these MTA workers, who, by the way, weren't even the ones, like, driving the train. These people came out of, like, the tunnels. They're in, like, construction gear. They had hard hats on.
They're the Morlocks.
And, yeah, they had on hard hats and, like, bright orange reflective vests. So I'm like, this is not these people's job. Like, these look like mechanics of some sort. Or, like I said, they're doing some sort of construction. And they're the ones who are just trying to maintain this guy And until
Yeah, because they have wrenches. So they're like, hey, get over here. And they're wearing hard hats. All because you didn't bring your key card.
I didn't bring my key
for
card
work.
to get into the building. So I was like, and I'm thinking that we're stopped on the train. We have to wait for the police. They have to file reports. They have to do all this crap. Crap, but it's, all the proceedings,
Yep.
how they have to be done. And, and I was thinking about that where I was like, had I not forgot my badge today, none of this would have been my problem. I wouldn't have realized any of this. I wouldn't have witnessed any of it. I wasn't, like, scared. The only thing that was a little bit scary is that I was like, either of these people might have a gun. Like, at any point, this could turn into a shooting.
Sure.
That's what was kind of scary. I didn't feel, like, threatened. They didn't bring it onto the car and were pulling other people into it or anything like that.
It's like when we had little Herb out in front of the
Right.
in the window in the front
Yeah.
studio. Oh, little
I
Herb.
miss
But yeah,
Hope he's okay.
Hope you're doing well, bud.
That's why I'm 3 hours.
So then it
2 hours
it kind of de-escalated and everything went back to normal.
Well, so we were sitting on the tracks for, honestly, dude, it seemed like forever. It was probably close to an hour, maybe 45 minutes that we're just sitting there because they're waiting for the cops to come and they're waiting for this person to be escorted away from, and then the lady is like coming out like, yeah, I'm part of the problem or whatever. And like, so we're sitting there and the vibe on the train from the other passengers was very much like, is this specific train going to move again or not? Because if it's not, I need to go. Everyone on the train was just inconvenienced. Nobody seemed scared or put off. People wanted to know the
They
drama.
just got to get where they're going.
That's exactly what it was. Everybody was just annoyed, where they're like, great, now the rest of the day, the N and the W train are going to be screwed up for everybody, because these two people had a problem. So now everybody for the next however long is going to be running an hour behind schedule. So that was like, yeah, nobody really cared on the train. And there was this one lady who kept scolding the woman who was claiming to be attacked. And she was like, why are you making this everybody's problem? Like, why did you have to get on this train? So I don't know where that woman had to go, but she was very put off.
Why couldn't you think of us?
Yes.
The other commuters.
Very put off by the fact that this woman jumped to, quote, safety on our car.
Yeah, because all it takes is one thing like that and everybody's late.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we sat there for, I don't even know how long, an hour maybe? We sat there the entire time, 45 minutes. And, yeah, but that vibe from everybody on the train was very much like, what an inconvenience. Like, why is this happening to me? And
So do people start making friends on the train because you're grousing to the person next to you?
Not
and somebody
really.
else is complaining to you, and you're like, I know, right? I mean, where are you trying to go?
It was a lot of mumbling and like, come on, like what the hell, And yeah, pretty much nobody felt bad for either person. Nobody really was concerned. I wanted to know what really happened. To be honest, I wanted to listen to the guy who was screaming at the top of his lungs and trying to jump between train cars.
Right.
Because I'm like, you don't have that kind of a reaction if nobody did anything to you. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe he's prone to hyperbole. Maybe it takes very little to get him jumping between trains.
Maybe, and then I'm like, every time something like this, I'm like, 9 million people lived here.
Yeah.
That's so much. Yes, there's going to be crazies. There's going to be people
Yeah, it's a little drop in the bucket.
There's going to be someone, maybe this is the worst day of that guy's life, and then this all happened with this woman.
Now
you never know.
imagine, since we're playing sliding doors, we're goofing around and we're going, because you left your badge. What if you had remembered your badge, but on that train, something serious popped off?
Ah, fate.
See?
Intervened.
Might have been. Maybe someone got shot on that train.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you probably would have heard about that too. But
you would think, or the next train would
I think
have come.
word
There
gets
probably
around.
would've been, the train parade would have been stopped too.
Yes. It would have been a delay and a police scene and everything. But yeah, so that's how I was annoyed at myself this morning because I'm walking and I get all the way to the train. I'm like, God damn it. Because I don't live close. It's like just under a mile. It's like a 15-minute walk. So then I got to turn around and come back. And then I realized once I get on the train, I'm like, oh, I'm not having the worst day in New York today because I had to get a couple thousand extra steps in. Yeah, so I don't know the full story, but that's basically what it was. This lady claims.
So was she eventually arrested?
I don't know. We eventually started moving before any of it got sorted out because it was like the MTA workers were restraining this guy.
Just pull him on the platform and the train starts moving.
Well, they had to pull him off of the tracks essentially from in between the cars.
Yep.
And then he's screaming in agony and it's just a mess. Assaulted one of them, punched him before he jumped, and so then the fire department got there first after like 10 minutes, and then we had to wait because the fire department's not. I'm assuming maybe they came in like an ambulance, but they were in full like FDNY getup with the helmets and the coats and all of it, and then we had to
Funny,
wait.
they just unloaded the hose on the guy to get him off the tracks. You know, like they're power washing near the train.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy, come on.
Well, but then we had to wait for the police to get there.
Yep.
So I was like, why send the fire department at all? If
Protocol,
they're gonna
probably.
Get here, but I don't understand that. If they're going to get here and then nothing can be done until the police get there anyway.
Well, because I think fire is like EMT if there's something else going on and then cops show up to kind of finish it up. I think they call fire for anything that goes on like that in the subways.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that very clearly MTA can handle. I think something of that nature, there's a guy on the tracks. I think that's when they call in fire department because a lot of that is EMT. So like, oh, we don't know if this guy's dead or not. You know, obviously he was screaming.
He was bleeding.
Yeah, bleeding and screaming. And
yeah. Well, that was really the only time during the interaction that I was scared was when because the lady's on our car, right? So he's screaming at her outside of our window, right? But I'm sitting directly next to the window that he's screaming at. So I watch him hurl himself in between the subway cars, and I'm like, oh my God, I just watched someone die.
Wow.
Like, and then, everyone starts screaming, and then the car screeches, and then he's screaming. Like, that was probably the scariest part. Like, and I even asked the lady in front of me, like, I covered my eyes. Like, instinctively, the first thing I did when I watched him jump is I covered my eyes, and everybody's screaming, and I just go, did he die? Did he die? Is he dead? Did he die?
You got to pop your New York cherry, man. You got to see somebody get killed. Oh.
But the lady was like an older lady. She goes, I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. She's like, he's bleeding, but I don't think he's dead. So I like pulled my hands off my eyes, and I like looked over, and he's still screaming, and his face is all messed up. But
try that in a small town, somebody said.
yeah, you literally couldn't.
Yeah. Wow. What a day.
What a morning.
Nice little relaxing commute into work.
Right. Then you got spots tonight, or you got to go? You just going back home?
No, I don't have spots tonight.
Yeah.
I've dedicated the next couple days. I have my script I have to work on and a writing packet I have to work on. So those are like, it actually kind of worked out that I don't have spots until Thursday. So I'm like, these next 3 days I have other stuff to do. I need to focus on these other endeavors. But yeah. And what's really funny, because I thought about that. I'm texting Brian, and he's like, oh, it'd be, as long as you're safe, you could talk about it on stage. I'm like, I don't know that New York audiences would care about this.
No.
Yeah, that's like, it's a fun story for the radio, but yeah.
They all have a story like that.
Yeah.
They'll just one-up you.
Yeah. This happens every single day. Like
the guy in my train actually did die, so thank you very much.
I saw Mom throw a baby in front of the train. This is nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And the baby was calling her the N-word the whole time. Like, it was just like...
It was a gay baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I'm late. And it's
wow.
The day that I...
Well, if you got to be late, boy, that's a good it's a good interaction.
Good reason for it.
Yeah. They're called fire and rescue for a reason. The person was on the tracks.
Yeah, it wasn't fully on the tracks because the train was on the tracks.
Mm.
And I couldn't see it exactly. I saw him hit the MTA worker and then lunge to jump between the cars.
Right.
But then you don't see anything. Then I literally thought, oh, he fell beneath the car and got run over, and now he's in two pieces. And that's when I covered my eyes and started, did he die? Did he die? Is he dead? Did he die?
Is there blood in the tracks?
Yeah.
Is it a Bob Dylan thing?
But I'm guessing, I don't know how that part panned out. My eyes were closed. So I don't know if they grabbed him and pulled him back or...
Oh, you missed the best part.
Dude, I'm not going to see someone die. Like the fact
you eventually will. So, you might as well just gotten it out of the way.
That was my instinct was, don't let yourself see this. Like, because that's something you can't... You see someone sawed in half by a subway car? No,
well, not sawed. They're pretty much just a clean cut, right? Yeah, I know. Bisected by a train.
Yeah, that's something you don't unsee. So, yeah.
Hey, you guys need help? I'll grab the arms, you grab the legs.
Yeah.
I'm going to break here. Hey, Cleveland Funny Bus, we're going back. Love the Cleveland Funny Bus. Tour guides, 90-minute run through Cleveland. Very funny comedians, your tour guides. Bill and I are your hosts on alternating Wednesdays, every Wednesday in May and June. I'll be your host for the first one this Wednesday night. So